Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer, and I'm excited to be here with you today to share some card making ideas and inspiration and things. So thank you for joining me. Whether you are joining me live or watching the recording later, I appreciate that. If you're new to following me, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based on the North Shore in Auckland, and I've been doing this for over 13 years now. And I hold in-person events, classes like I did have this morning, and other ones throughout the month, as well as my weekly Facebook Live here on both Facebook and YouTube. So I appreciate you joining me. So hopefully sound is all good and everyone is okay. So if you are joining me, please let me know, and we will get started. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a technique that you may like to try. It's a great way of creating some backgrounds for your cards, something that I have done in a class recently, but I'm changing it up using a different colors and different a different sort of look as well. So I hope you find this interesting and inspiring. So we are going to have a look at my desk, and then I'll show you some of the things that we're going to use today. All right. Oops, not going to my desk. Let's try again. Here we go. All right. Cool. So today, like I said, we are going to use the, what's it called? Alcohol ink vellum technique. So recently we've got some vellum again, which is great. So vellum works really well with this. We're also going to use some Stampin Blends. And this is to create our background. The other thing that we need is some isopropyl alcohol. So I've got some isopropyl alcohol here. It needs to be quite a high level. So yeah, 99% is really good. So I've just put some in a small container, and I'm going to do this first, and then I'll show you some other things, and then we can kind of let it dry, or we can, speed up the process and help it dry if we need it to as well. Great, looks like some people are joining us. So wonderful. If you are joining us, please let me know where you're from and who you are. It's great to have you here today. All right, so I'm going to put something down because just to protect my surface. So we're going to do this background, and then I'll show you the other things that we're going to use. Okay, so what I need basically is some vellum. I need some Stampin Blends, and I need some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm also going to use a brush to do this. So what I'm going to do first of all is mainly use the darker colors of the Stampin Blends. Here I've got Night and Navy, and I've also got Fresh Freesia, and I think I used a bit of Highland Heather before, but I haven't got that with me. So we're going to make do with these, and I'm going to carefully use the thicker end. And actually I'm going to start with my purple, I think. Just colour some patches randomly. I am going to go get my purple as well, because I want a bit, this is going to be too light, I think. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to go and get my Highland Heather, and we'll try using it too. So give me 1 second. All right, there we go. So there is our Highland Heather. It's just a darker purple. So again, I'm going to use more the side of the brush because I want to be careful with it. And I do want some blue as well. Let's put a bit more in here. All right, now I'm going to come in with my blue and sort of fill in. Doesn't have to be perfectly coloured in, but I don't want too much space, otherwise it's hard for the colour to move around. And there's still a couple of patches, so I might come in with a bit more of my purple. So up here we'll have, oops, that's the fresh freesia. Let's go for the Highland header, just a bit darker. Okay, so these Stampin Blends are alcohol based. So you need to move fairly quickly. To make these colours react, then I need to use the isopropyl alcohol. So I'm going to dip, this has got, it's a water painter, but there's nothing in it. I'm just going to, there's a bit of pink left in it, so I'm just going to clean it. All right, and basically I'm just going to drop the alcohol on top and let it, what's the word, kind of spill out and make those droplets. And every card is going to look different. Sorry, I keep knocking the camera because it's above here. I don't want too much. It is starting to curl a bit, so I'll use my blend and I'll just hold it down. I've made this piece a bit bigger than I need, so I can kind of trim it. But I don't want it to curl too much in the sense that all the colours will run together. All right. But that looks pretty good. You can kind of dab, but I quite like the look where the colours sort of mix together like that. It's not so bright up there. I could dry it, add a bit more colour if I wanted to. So you can leave this, you can go away, you can come back and, you know, come to it later. But I will just sort of speed up the process, and I'm going to use my heat tool to kind of dry that. I do need to reach over here a little bit. I'm going to put it on a low setting. Now I think there's a little bit more alcohol than I used last time because there's quite some big pools of colour there, and I don't want them to sort of run too much. If anything, it can run down that way a bit. So I probably, went a little bit too much with the alcohol this time. But anyway, you get the idea. Every card is going to look different. Now it's starting to dry, so that's kind of cool. I don't want to dry out these. That's staying flat, so that's cool. I'm going to turn it around a bit so I can move it closer to my heat tool. So just drying it gently. So you can like leave it, come back. So if you've just joined me, what we're doing here is the alcohol ink vellum technique. So I'm using vellum here in the background, and I'm using my Stampin Blends. I've used 3 colours, nice and navy, Highland heather, and fresh freesia. And I'm going to turn that off. It's a little bit sparse here, so I'm going to come back in, maybe the darker colour, and add a little bit more alcohol because it sort of didn't quite work there. So you can, come back to it if you need to. Right, let's dry that bit now. So when I'm turning my heat tool on, I'm only putting it on 1 because I don't want it to, it's not like the embossing powder where it's a bit hotter to set it. Let's turn it around. You can kind of make it run a bit too if you want to. So as you can imagine, every background is going to look quite different to this on each one. Okay, but I'm quite happy with that. So there is a little bit of white, but that's pretty cool. All right, so thank you to those that are joining us today. Elizabeth, great to see you. And anyone else, let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. Okay, so that is the background. So vellum, come in with your Stampin Blends, colour it in patches, colour the whole thing. But, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then come in with your brush and drop the isopropyl alcohol and then let it run, and then either leave it to dry or dry it with a heat tool, and that's what you get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside. We're going to cut a couple of other things for our card and prepare it, and then we'll put the card together. So I'll show you the finished card and what we're aiming at doing. So this is the card that I created. Just going to move a bit close. Oh no, I'll leave it there because I'm going to use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine soon. So you can see the background. You can see for this particular one, there are certain patches of slightly darker colour. And then I've cut a butterfly, and then I've also done this thank you as well. So we're going to cut our butterfly, and then I'm going to show you the technique of how you cut and emboss at the same time, which is very cool. All right. So with this particular card, I've got a Night of Navy card base. I've then got a piece of Highland heather for my backing, and then I've put that down. Now you do, if you look at the vellum, if I put the vellum straight onto that, you can do, it kind of gives a darker look, or you could put it onto a piece of white, and what I'll do is I'll show you the difference. I usually put it onto a piece of white, but actually, you know, either or. Yeah, that. If you were to cut your butterfly out and stick it down, you're definitely going to see it. So you don't want to do that. Okay. So my Highland heather piece is 10 centimeters by 14.3. And what I'm going to do with the vellum is I'm going to stick that down on a bigger piece, and then I'm going to trim it to the size that I want so that I can glue it completely down. So what's sort of the width? So I'm cutting a piece about that, I guess, to do that. All right. So I think this is actually dry enough now. And I also need a nice big white piece for something else, which I'll show you. All right. So let's kind of cut a 6 by 6 piece, and you'll see why shortly. All right. So, okay. So if you want to, you could cut your butterfly out of this. Now remember with the butterfly, this butterfly, I haven't brought that part. The butterfly is last chance, so it's around until, you know, as long as it stays, and once it's gone, it's gone. Okay. And then what I used for my greeting is this here. This is the Thoughtful Moments hybrid embossing folder. So it is an embossing folder and a die. This is kind of your general greetings, things like thank you, hello, love you, celebrate, just because, thinking of you, get well. And then there's another set, which are the Christmas ones. So if you like this idea, but you want them for Christmas greetings, they come in Christmas greetings as well. And I'm just trying to find them in the catalogue here. So on page 57, it's a big piece, and it's got lots of different Christmas sentiments like Merry Christmas, 'tis the season, Happy Christmas, Noel, Jolly Holly, cheer, joy, hope. So the same principle of what I'm doing with this folder, you can also do with this. And obviously this one is Christmas and here related, and this one is for your general stuff. So that's cool. All right. So what I'm going to do is move these things out the way. I haven't decided what color. I might actually go with, have I got Night of Navy? I do. I'm going to try Night of Navy this time on white. So I am going to use a brayer to ink it up, and I'm inking on the side which has got the logo on it. So with the brayer, it's got these cool little feet that you can put it down, so when it's resting down, it's not resting on your table. When you go to use it, turn it over and roll it this way, because you don't want to roll those things into your ink pad. That would not be good. So we're turning it over, those are up like that, ink it up, and I'm going to ink the top side of my folder. Make sure you get right up to the top ones as well. I might go this way as well, just to be sure. Right, so if you look carefully, so I'm going to put this down that way with the feet down. It won't get on my desk. If you look carefully, you'll see that it's pretty much, oh, I've missed a little bit of the thank you there. So we will actually come back and make sure that we've got the whole thing in the just because, and right to the G there. Okay, now I think we're completely covered. And with this here, you can obviously rinse it under a tap, or you can kind of clean it on your mat or kind of wipe it off. This is a very dark color, so it might need a little bit more cleaning. Then I am going to carefully put my dye in, lining it up over the words, and it should sort of lock into place like so. Can you see that? It's locked into place. Then I'm going to get my piece of cardstock that I cut. Where is it? And gently put that on top. I don't want to move it. Close it up. And I'm going to put it through my cut and emboss machine. Now this is a hybrid 3D embossing folder, so that means I will need the specialty plate. So put this up here. So I'm putting down a 1 plate, putting down my embossing folder, and then putting a 4 plate on top and putting that through. Away we go. Whoops, that's a bit of a loud ka-chunk. All right, let's see how this looks. So because I put ink on all the raised parts, it has done a nice little edging, and it helps the words to stand out. And it's cut them all at once as well. Isn't that amazing? So let's pull all those out. Now, obviously, we'd need to give this a little bit of a wipe. And if we're using a different color, definitely. So wipe it down. And the edges as well. There we go. But putting it on with the brayer just gives a nice even layer. And here we go. Here are all of my sentiments. So you can do this with this one. And you can also do this with the one that's got the Christmas greetings, okay? And all right, so we've got our sentiments, and now we need our butterfly, and then we can put our card together. So I was wondering about seeing what it looks like with a blue butterfly this time. Now I need to grab, so I've got this here, and this is what I need, but I have a feeling it's on my desk. Let me just have a look at all the dies and see if they're here. And we need this. And I will just grab the little body part to die cut as well. All right. Can you see that little body part with the, what do you call it, the little antennas on it? Okay. So we've got this time a 1 plate, a little 2 plates, and cutting mat underneath and a cutting mat on the top. And we will cut out our butterfly. So the butterfly is a great set. There's an embossing folder that goes with this as well. But it is last chance. So if you really like it, get it before it's gone. Here we go. So I don't know what it's going to look like in blue, but we'll soon find out. Bit of a comparison. Now this is very good for getting out all the bits. So you know my take your pick tool, which is like this, which has got your pointy end and your putty end, and you can switch things around. You can get an attachment for it with the die brush. And that's what I'm going to use here. And it comes with a mat, a couple of mats. You just roll it over, push them out. Look at that. And it kind of collects it there. You just throw it in the bin. And then I can pull this out, and away we go. All right. Now what do I do with the body part? I cut it. Where have I put it? Okay. Yeah, so I end up having two, so I can keep mine on there all the time, but you can always switch it around if you like. So there, here it is. So this part is probably just inside it. So some of the holes are there just to help release those bits if they get stuck in. So that's quite cool. All right, I don't want to lose that. Let's put this back on here. So what I've done is I have photocopied mine and put a magnetic sheet behind, and that way they stay on. And it goes there. And then I know how they are arranged and also what is there and what's missing. So that's what I like to do. All right, so let's get these and we can put our card together. Okay. I'm going to put a dab of glue there to put it on. But I don't know if you noticed, this particular card has got a little bit of shimmer to it because I added some Wink of Stella on it. I don't know how easy that is to see. So I'm going to do that now with my Wink of Stella. So just, whoops, paint that over. Don't need to do that bit because I'll cover it up. Oh yeah, I don't know how easy it is for you to see, but I can see some of that sparkle there. All right, then I will put just a dab of glue, not too much. Oop, there we go. Put this down like so. All right, so now we're coming back to this piece here, and that has dried, so that looks really nice. And I'm going to adhere it onto here. Oh, that didn't quite go there, but that's all right. Now we want to try and adhere it down completely. So not just around the edges, but I'm going to use this end of the glue. I'm going to squeeze some out. And then I'm going to spread it over the piece completely, particularly up to the edges. Because I want the whole piece of vellum to stay put and not go everywhere. So I'm just spreading that around lots. Go right to the edges. And then glue this down. And then we're going to trim it to fit. All right, so let's see what that looks like with the... Oh, that looks quite stunning, doesn't it? So we have our Night of Navy card base. We have our Highland Feather kind of matting. And then we're going to put this on top with our Night of Navy. So let's trim this. How wide is it? Oh, it hasn't quite gone in the corner, so I'm just pressing it down. All right, so it's 10.5 and we don't need that much. So I'm going to take a little bit off here and then just cut that very well. Let's clean that out. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit off this end. Nice clean cut. So the width I need it is 14 centimeters. And then I need it at 9.7. So that's very messy there. So I'm actually going to cut it again, but not quite so close. That gives a nice crisp edge. And then 9.7. All right. Wow. Doesn't that look stunning? And then put it on like that. I might actually do it that way. Okay. Keep these pieces because we're going to use them on the inside. So I'm going to just cut that down. All right. There we go. I do need a piece for inside the card. So let's just trim that down as well while we're here. And okay, cool. So if you do die cut, like if I used the butterfly from this one earlier, I'm actually going to use that for this because when you stick it on the card, it's already got another layer. No one's actually going to know. And it's just a way of, you know, making use of your paper. And then I'll save this one for the inside. So let's glue that down. And it's just, whoops, a slight border. Good thing with glue is you can adjust it. And then we'll glue that onto the main card front. I'm just going to put the glue under there and under there. Aren't those colours lovely? I mean, I love blues anyway, but with the purple, that looks amazing. So you could create any sort of, card with this kind of thing on it. Grace loves the background colours. Yeah, I do too. Now, my dilemma is trying to work out how to fit this on. So I wanted to make thank you cards. Now, this is different because on this one, I went for the Highland heather on both. This one, I'm going for a white. Now, I really struggle with this because I tend to like my embellishments sort of 1, 2, and 3. And with this up there, I couldn't do that. So what if I arrange it differently? It's trying to make it fit. I could do that, I guess. But then I can't do my embellishments again. Any suggestions on how I should make the butterfly fit? I'm trying to keep that because it's quite a big thank you. I might have to go. We could do that, I guess. It overlaps slightly, but that might be all right. And we do like that. Okay, let's, what do you reckon? Top, bottom to balance it out? What are your thoughts? Obviously, this stands out more because it's on white, but I felt if I did it on blue, you weren't going to see it. We could also obviously do purple as well. Yeah, deciding on where to arrange it is kind of the hardest part. So do you like the thank you at the bottom or do you like the thank you at the top? What are your thoughts? No comment so far? I thought I was worried for a minute that I was frozen, but no, I'm still here, so that's good. Whoops. Trying to get this straight. What would you like? Top, bottom? I can't decide. What if we did this? Oh, maybe we'll try that for something. Okay, we're going to go for that. Something different. All right, so with my butterfly, I'm actually only adhering at the body. And we'll do it here. Oops, the glue's come out a bit. It'll dry. So I don't know what you think of the white against it, whether it's a bit too much, but it does stand out, so that's kind of good. Bottom. Sorry, Elizabeth, I already changed my mind. Okay, so I'm going to use some mini dimensional, to put on the back. And I'm just going to cut a little bit so I can put it on the tail. So I'm just trimming a bit. And then I'll put it on here as well so that kind of doesn't stick up. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool to pull off all the top layers. And then I can put it down. There we go. I like that actually. I like that placement. And then if you want to, you can kind of lift these up. So then just to finish it off, we will add a bit of sparkle. So we've got silver and gold, but I think the silver kind of tones in nicely with this one. So let's go 1, 2, 3, I think. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Then I've got my sort of triangle to the side, which I kind of like. All right, here we go. It is quite angled. Can't turn it now. Maybe done it a bit more like that. But don't you love these? The way you can ink the edges and they really stand out. And obviously you can do it onto white or you can do it onto coloured cardstock as well. So here are our 2 cards that we have made. So we have used the alcohol ink vellum background technique using isopropyl alcohol, using our Stampin Blends on vellum and then creating that. And I love this. Look at the way those colours have kind of really, merged and whatever. But I think it looks really cool. So which do you like? Do you like it with the Highland Heather butterfly and words? Do you like the United Navy and then the white? It'd be interesting to see what it would look like. I think the thank you might be a bit too dark if we did that way. So there you go. There's a new technique for you to try. So you just need, thank you, Grace. She said it's perfect top left. I quite like it like that too. I've played around with this one for ages, but yeah, that balance looks quite nice. Brilliant. All right, so there we go. So grab yourself some vellum, some Stampin Blends, some isopropyl alcohol, and away you go. And then you can obviously let it dry itself, or you can dry it with a heat tool if you need to speed things up. So there you go. And if you really like the butterflies, remember that they will be retiring soon. They're on the last chance, so get them while you can. And the hybrid Thoughtful Moments folder, which is Sentiments, is that one. And then if you want them in the Christmas greetings, then check them out on page, what was it again? 57. That's lots of Christmas ones there. Same thing. And you can even do it just directly on gold foil, which looks quite amazing too. So here they've kind of inked it up, but here they've just done it straight on foil. Very stunning. All right. So just to let you know that obviously Black Friday is coming up soon. So Stampin' Up are going to have a sale. It is starting on the 25th, which I believe is next Tuesday, from the 25th to the 4th of December. So that's a few days and things. There's going to be a discount on selected products, adhesive and cardstock. So I don't know what selected products they're going to be, but yeah. Make sure you get in quick on the Tuesday the 25th, because once it's gone, it's gone. So you want to get in first. You've got things on your wish list, check it out, and then get ready to order on that Tuesday. So that will be great. So thank you for watching me today. I appreciate you being here. I hope these ideas inspire you and help you with your crafting. So today was a bit different. It wasn't a Christmas card. Oh, before I go, I need to show you the Christmas card that I made with this technique that I taught at a class. So let me come back over here and I'll show you the card that we made. So this is the same technique. Do you know what colors I've used? But I did do something else to it as well. So it's the vellum. Can you guess which colors? I've used real red and shaded spruce. So I've done my vellum, and then I've made the centerpiece, which is the traditional labels, stamps and dies. But I've also embossed some gold spots around it too to just add that effect. And then that ties it together with the gold embossing and the gold ribbon. So this was a card that we made at my class. Now, I forgot to show you what to do with those scraps on your card, and I haven't done it in that sample. Is it still here? Let me quickly show you before I finish. Where are the scraps? So I usually like to kind of stamp inside my card, but I can't because there's no, well, I guess I could put a butterfly in it. But what I'm going to do is use the leftover scraps. So let's just cut this down to size because I can't find the one I had. And depending on if it's a long piece or whether it is a narrow piece, you can just kind of adhere that on the inside. So I know there's a bit of white showing, but it's going to go white on white, so that's fine. So I'm just going to put that like so. And I like to make it match what's on the front. So we've got Highland Heather border. So we're going to put a Highland Heather border here too. Like that, and then we'll put it inside our card. There we go. And that way you can tie together what you've done on the front with what you've done on the inside. All right. So to make your card coordinate with the front and the inside, put your scrap piece of vellum in there as well. So there you go. So they are today's cards. That one, this one, and this is what I made for my class last month or so. So have a go. What color combinations are you going to try? Find some, what do you call it? Find some blends, and away you go. All right. There we are. So thank you for watching me today. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Elizabeth. Anyone else that's been watching, or if you're watching the recording, thank you so much. Leave comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And also, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe so then you'll be updated with other videos and things going forward. Thank you for watching today. Remember, the Stampin' Up's Black Friday special is coming up next week on the 25th on Tuesday. So look out for that. Save on selected products. I don't know what products. Adhesives and cardstock. So that's a good chance to get on stock up on those. And also, if you are a customer of mine and you'd like some crafting products for Christmas, here is a suggestion for you. Get in contact with me and ask me for one of my wish lists, and I'll send you a wish list. You put items that you would like for Christmas on it, and then you can let me know the contact details of people who might be buying for you, whether it's your husband, your family, friends, and I will get in contact with them and say, Susan has got a couple of things, crafting things she'd like for Christmas. Would you like some ideas? And if they do, then I can share those ideas with them. They can choose what's within their budget and order it and get it either sent to me or them, and then they'll have something for you for Christmas. It's still a bit of a surprise. You don't know what, and I've made it easier for them to know what to get you for Christmas. So if you're interested in doing that, contact me and I'll send you a wish list. You can fill it in, start thinking about what you'd like, maybe some of these items that we used today. If you're still not sure about that idea, I do offer gift certificates. So if someone wants to buy something for you, you know, whatever value you want, $30, $50, $100, whatever,
give certificate and choose what you'd like. So that's some great ways to get some Christmas presents. All right, so thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked
alcohol
this
ink vellum technique. Give it a try. Show me what you do. Remember the Black Friday special starting next week from the 25th to the 25th of November to the 1st of December. But remember, some products will be only while stocks last, so get in quick.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.